It often happens in the quietest hours, doesn't it? In the soft, blue-tinged darkness of a room, lit only by the glow of a screen held in your hands. You are scrolling, almost without thinking, your thumb moving in a practiced, hypnotic rhythm, drifting through the endless, silent river of other people's lives. And then you see it. A photograph, perhaps, a short caption, an announcement that lands not with a crash, but like a single cold drop of water in the deep, still pool of your heart. It's an image of a milestone, a wedding ring catching the light, a set of keys held up in front of a new home, a promotion celebrated with smiling colleagues, a perfectly round belly, or a tiny wrinkled hand wrapped around a loving finger. And the feeling that rises in you is not simple envy, not exactly. It is a quieter, deeper, more familiar ache, a subtle but profound pang of dissonance, a feeling of being out of sync. It is the silent, internal whisper that asks, "Why not me? I thought I would be there by now." In that moment, the weight of an invisible timeline seems to settle upon your shoulders, a clock you never asked for, whose hands seem to spin faster and faster with each passing year, ticking off achievements you feel you've missed. But what if, just for tonight, right here in the safety of this darkness, we could gently entertain a radical thought? What if that clock and that timeline and that relentless, breathless race are not actually real? What if the true story of your life isn't written in calendar years or societal expectations, but in the quiet depth of your own becoming, in a language only your soul understands? Tonight, we are going to explore this, not to fight or to fix, but simply to rest, to create a space so tender and so safe that we can gently set down this heavy burden of comparison just for a little while and feel the relief of what it is to be free from it. We will learn to listen for a different rhythm, a pace that has always been perfectly, wonderfully, and uniquely your own. So let's begin that journey inward by first arriving fully right here, in this room, in this bed. Let your awareness slowly disengage from the world of screens and stories, and let it sink down into the simple, undeniable reality of your own body. Start by noticing the points of contact. Feel the precise places where your body is held and supported by the surface beneath you. The gentle pressure at your heels, the weight of your calves resting against the mattress. Notice your hips, your lower back, and how they settle into this place of rest. Feel your shoulder blades and the unique curve of your spine. And finally, the back of your head, cradled and secure. Your body has been here all along, patiently waiting for you to come home to it. Let your awareness sink out of the complex narratives in your head and into the simple, honest truth of your physical presence in this quiet, peaceful space. Now, bring your attention with a sense of gentle curiosity to your shoulders. These are the places in the body where we so often carry the immense weight of the world, the heavy mantle of our own and others' expectations. Without trying to change a single thing, just notice them. Are they raised slightly up towards your ears, as if braced for a challenge? Do they feel tight, constricted, armored? This is the posture of keeping up, of shouldering responsibility. On your next long, slow exhale, imagine that invisible weight dissolving into the air around you. Give your shoulders explicit permission to drop, to soften, to release a burden they have carried all day, and perhaps for many, many years. Feel them falling away from your ears, creating a wonderful sense of space and ease in your neck. And from there, let this wave of softening move into your jaw. Notice if it's clenched, if your teeth are pressed together in a subtle expression of effort, of holding on, of pushing through life. This is where we hold our determination, but also our unspoken frustrations. So, just allow it to soften. Let your teeth part ever so slightly. Feel the small, intricate muscles around your mouth, your chin, and your temples begin to let go of a deep, residual tension you might not have even known was there. It is a profound release of effort. It is a non-verbal signal to your entire being that for now, the struggle is over. Now, let your awareness travel like warm water down into the very center of your body, into your chest, your heart space, and your stomach. This is so often the place where the emotional signature of not being where you should be resides. It can manifest as a tightness around your heart, a protective shield. It can feel like a nervous flutter in your solar plexus, or a dense, heavy knot deep in your gut. You do not need to make these feelings go away. In fact, for right now, you don't need to do anything at all, but be with them. Breathe into them. Imagine your breath is a warm, golden, healing light, flowing directly into any place that feels tight, or knotted, or hollow. Your breath doesn't need to force the knot to unravel. It simply creates a little more room around it, a little more softness, a little more air. With each inhale, you are sending a quiet message of deep kindness and acceptance to these tender places within you. A message that says, I feel you. It's okay. You are allowed to be here. You can rest now. This bed you are in is so much more than just a place to sleep tonight. Consider it a sanctuary, a sacred island in the vast ocean of time. Imagine that within the borders of this blanket, the relentless clocks of the outside world simply do not work. Their ticking fades into silence. The timelines of others, their achievements and announcements, cannot reach you here. In this space, you are completely and utterly sovereign. Time, 2.5s. Here, you are not behind. You are not ahead. You are not even on the same track. You have stepped away from the race entirely. You are simply here. This is a space consecrated for deep rest, for profound healing, and for a gentle remembering. Remembering the truth of your own innate pace, the beautiful, unhurried, and perfect unfolding of your own unique existence. There is no one to perform for here. There is no standard you must meet. The only invitation is to release, to soften, and to be. And so you just rest. You let your attention come to rest on the simple, miraculous, and steady rhythm of your own breathing. Feel the gentle rise of your chest or your belly as you inhale, and the equally gentle fall as you exhale. This breath is the most honest and faithful clock you will ever have. It doesn't measure years or accomplishments or milestones. It measures life itself. This single, precious, unfolding moment of being alive. Each inhale is a gift, a receiving, drawing in peace, acceptance, and the quiet, unconditional permission to be exactly as you are, right here, right now. And each exhale is a profound release, a letting go of the pressure to be somewhere else, a surrendering of the quiet, exhausting struggle, a gentle dissolving of the long, invisible list of things you think you should have done or should have become by now. For tonight, there is only this, just this breath, in and out. It is the steady, faithful, comforting rhythm of your own life, unfolding in its own perfect, sacred, and unrepeatable time. You are right where you need to be, because you are here. And here is the only place life is happening. And as you rest here, in this quiet sanctuary, you have created simply by turning your attention inward. Let's be very gentle now. Let's allow ourselves, with great courage and immense kindness, to look a little closer at the source of that ache we spoke of. The ache that brings you here tonight. We don't need to fear it. We are not going to be overwhelmed by it. We are simply going to witness it, as if we were watching clouds drift across a vast, peaceful sky. From the safety of this bed, from the stillness of this moment, let's just name it. Let's call it the ache of the timeline. It's not a loud, dramatic pain, is it? It's quieter than that. It's a persistent, low-frequency hum of quiet disappointment. A subtle but constant feeling of being just a few steps behind an invisible runner who is always, always ahead of you. It's the sting of a question you ask yourself in the dark. Am I doing this right? Is this all there is? There is no judgment here for this feeling. Not tonight. Tonight, we simply acknowledge its presence. Imagine, if you will, that in this perfectly dark and quiet room, a very old, gentle movie projector has just begun to whir softly into life. It's not projecting onto a wall, but onto the soft, dark screen of your inner awareness. And on this screen, a series of images begins to flicker. This is the mental slideshow of the life you think you should have by now. Just watch it. You are the audience, safe and still in your seat. You are not the character in the film. You are just the compassionate observer. See the images as they arise, one after the other, soft-edged and familiar. Perhaps the first image that flickers onto the screen is one of celebration. A flash of white lace, two hands intertwined, the joyful, blurry background of smiling faces. It's an image of a partnership, a publicly declared love, a milestone the world understands and applauds. And as you see it, just notice what happens in your body. Is there a familiar tightening in your chest? A small, quickening pulse? Just notice it, and then let your exhale soften it, just a little. And then the scene changes. The next slide appears. Perhaps it's a sun-drenched kitchen, a sense of place, of roots, a front door with a key that is yours, the feeling of belonging somewhere permanently, of having built a nest. It's the image of stability, of having arrived at a certain level of adult security. Again, you are just the witness. Observe the image, and then observe the quiet echo of that image within your own body. Maybe it's a hollow feeling in your stomach, a sense of longing. Acknowledge it gently, with the warmth of your breath, like a mother soothing a child. The slideshow continues, unhurried. The next image might be of a career, a title on a door, a sense of purpose and direction that feels clear, linear, and successful. You see an image of someone speaking confidently in a meeting, or creating something beautiful, or receiving an award. It's the story of professional validation, of finding your place in the world of work and being seen for your contributions. And you might feel a familiar wave of confusion or frustration wash over you, the feeling of being adrift or on the wrong path entirely. Just let the feeling be there. You don't need to push it away. You are simply noticing. You can say to yourself, there is that feeling. The projector whirs on. There are images of financial ease, the freedom to travel, the casual confidence of someone who doesn't worry about bills. There are images of family, of generations gathering, of children's laughter filling a home. Each image represents a chapter in a story, a very specific, culturally approved story of what a successful, happy life is supposed to look like at your age. And the weight of this story, the weight of feeling that your own book is missing some of these essential chapters, is immense. This is the invisible burden you have been carrying, and it is so, so heavy. Think about it. It's a weight that no one else can see. You carry it with you to work, to the grocery store, to family dinners. You carry it when you are scrolling on your phone, and you carry it into your bed at night. It is the weight of constant low-grade self-evaluation, the exhausting mental arithmetic of comparing your life, your progress, your very being against this phantom ideal. It's the energy it takes to hold your head high when you feel like a failure inside. It's the effort of crafting answers to well-meaning questions from relatives about your love life, your career, your plans for the future. You have been carrying this weight largely in silence, believing, perhaps, that you were the only one who felt this way, believing that your shame was proof of your inadequacy. But I want you to hear this and to let it sink deep into your bones, into the very marrow of your being. You are not alone in this. This feeling, this quiet shame, this deep ache of the timeline is one of the most profoundly human experiences of our time. In every house, on every street, in every city across the world, there are countless other souls lying awake in the dark, watching their own version of this same movie, feeling this same weight. This burden is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that you are a sensitive, feeling human being, navigating a world that is saturated with comparison and unrealistic expectations. So let's validate this right now. Let's honor the sheer weight of what you have been carrying. Imagine it as a heavy backpack that you've been wearing for years, filled with stones. Each stone is an expectation, a should, a supposed to, a milestone you feel you've missed. Can you feel the strain on your shoulders? The ache in your back? This is real. The exhaustion you feel is real. The sadness is real, and it is not your fault. For tonight, you have permission to stop pretending it isn't heavy. You have permission to finally acknowledge the truth of how much effort it has taken to carry all of this for all this time. So, with your next deep, slow exhale, I invite you to perform a small, sacred act of release. Imagine you are shrugging your shoulders and allowing that heavy, invisible backpack to slide off and fall gently to the floor beside your bed. You can hear a soft thud as it lands. You don't have to get rid of it forever. You don't have to solve anything. You are just setting it down for one night. Feel the immediate, wonderful relief in your shoulders, in your neck, in your spine, a lightness, a freedom. The movie screen in your mind begins to fade to a soft, peaceful black. The whirring of the projector slows and then stops. The slideshow is over for tonight. There is only the darkness, the silence, and the gentle, comforting weight of your blanket. You have bravely and compassionately witnessed the story of what you think you lack. And now, you can rest from the telling of it. You have acknowledged the ache, you have honored the weight, and you have set the burden down. Now there is only breathing, in and out, a simple return to the here and now, which is the only place you ever need to be. As you lie here, feeling that new sense of lightness in your body, the delicious relief of having set that heavy burden down, let's allow our curiosity to wander a little further. Let's get quiet enough to ask a very gentle question. Where did this story even begin? This slideshow of the perfect life, This invisible timeline that has caused so much quiet pain, it did not originate with you. You were not born with a calendar in one hand and a checklist of life achievements in the other. This is an inherited story. It was given to you, piece by piece, over many, many years, often by people who loved you and meant you no harm. Think of it like a map for a successful life that was handed down to you, drawn by generations that came before you. They drew what they knew. They charted the paths that were visible and acceptable in their time. Go to school, get a good job, get married, buy a house, have children, retire. It was a clear, linear path, drawn with thick, confident lines. A one-size-fits-all map for happiness and security. And for a long time, for many people, that map seemed to work. Or at least, it was the only map available. Let's trace the roots of this map, just for a moment. Think back to when you were a child. Remember the subtle messages you absorbed from the world around you, like a plant absorbing sunlight. What were the stories you heard? What were the fairy tales you were read? They so often ended with a wedding, a happily ever after, implying that the journey was now complete, the destination reached. What were the questions the adults in your life would ask you? What do you want to be when you grow up? The question itself implies a single, fixed destination, a final form you are supposed to achieve. No one ever asked, what incredible things do you want to experience? What kind of person do you hope to become in all your many phases? The focus was always on the what, the external achievement, rather than the how or the who of your becoming. Think about the influence of your family. Perhaps you come from a family where there was a strong, unspoken expectation to follow a certain path. Maybe it was a professional path, to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. Or maybe it was a domestic path, to marry by a certain age and start a family. These expectations are often born of love and a deep desire for your safety and happiness. Your parents and grandparents lived in a different world, with different rules and different anxieties. The map they gave you was their best attempt to protect you, to ensure you would be okay. They were simply passing on the survival guide that they themselves had been given. And then there's the broader culture. The society we live in is a powerful storyteller. From the time we are very young, we are bombarded with narratives about age and achievement. Movies, television shows, advertisements. They all present a very narrow, idealized version of the life cycle. The carefree 20s, the settling down 30s, the established 40s. These are scripts, powerfully reinforced every single day. We see them so often that we start to believe they are not just stories, but fundamental truths about how life is supposed to unfold. The social media feed we spoke of earlier is perhaps the most potent and concentrated version of this storytelling. It is a curated highlight reel, a constant stream of other people's chapter 12s, while you might be feeling stuck in your chapter 4. It creates the illusion that everyone else has the map and is following it perfectly, arriving at all the right destinations, right on schedule. But here is the secret that is slowly dawning on our collective consciousness, a truth that your soul has likely been whispering to you for a very long time. The map is outdated. The world has changed. The old, linear path no longer reflects the complex, beautiful, messy, and diverse reality of human lives today. People are living longer. Careers are no longer linear ladders, but winding, exploratory paths. The definitions of family, partnership, and success are expanding and becoming more personal and varied than ever before. You are not failing to follow the map. You are living in a time when we are all being called upon to become our own cartographers, to draw our own maps. This feeling of being behind is not a personal failure. It is the friction between your unique, authentic 21st century life and an inherited 20th century script. It is the growing pain of a soul that is trying to break free from a story that is too small for it. So, let's try a little visualization right here, in the comfort and safety of your bed. Imagine that old inherited map. See it clearly in your mind's eye. It might be a bit yellowed at the edges, the ink slightly faded in places. You can see the straight lines, the clearly marked towns of marriage, mortgage, and promotion. You've been carrying this map in your pocket for so long, folding and unfolding it, constantly checking your position against its rigid lines, feeling anxious every time your own path deviates from it. Now, in this safe space, I want you to mentally take that map out of your pocket. Hold it in your hands. Look at it, not with anger or resentment, but with a kind of gentle historical appreciation. Thank it for the guidance it tried to offer. Thank the people who gave it to you for their love and their good intentions. Acknowledge that it was a product of its time, a story that served a purpose once. And now, with a sense of deep reverence for your own journey, imagine letting it go. You could see it gently dissolving into dust, like an ancient manuscript whose wisdom has now been absorbed into you in a new form. Or perhaps you see yourself folding it carefully one last time and placing it in a beautiful wooden box, an heirloom to be respected, but no longer used for navigation. Or maybe you simply see yourself releasing it into the wind, watching it float away into the night sky, becoming a tiny, distant star. Feel the profound sense of freedom that comes with this release. The pressure is gone. You are standing in an open field, under a vast, starry sky. There is no path in front of you, not because you are lost, but because you are finally free to choose your own direction. The terror of being off course has been replaced by the quiet, thrilling expanse of infinite possibility. These stories you absorbed, these timelines, these expectations, they are not your own truth. They were costumes you were given to wear, and they have simply become too tight. They were training wheels, and you have reached a point in your journey where you are ready to learn to ride on your own. Your life is not a problem to be solved or a race to be won. It is a mystery to be lived, a unique story to be written, one day at a time. And the beautiful, sacred, and sometimes challenging work of your life is to learn to listen to the whispers of your own soul, rather than the loud pronouncements of an outdated map. For tonight, just rest in this new, open space. Rest in the quiet, knowing that your path is not wrong simply because it is not on anyone else's map. It is yours. And that is what makes it sacred. And breathing here, in this vast, open space we've created, free from the constraints of that old, inherited map, let's bring a wave of the deepest, most profound compassion to ourselves. Let's allow a simple, powerful truth to wash over every cell in your body. Of course you feel this way. Of course you feel a sense of shame or anxiety about not being where you should be. In a world that functions as a giant, never-ending hall of mirrors, reflecting back at you thousands of images of what a successful life is supposed to look like, how could you not feel this way at times? This feeling is not a symptom of a personal flaw. It is not evidence that you are lazy or unlovable or broken. It is, in fact, evidence of your humanity. It is a completely natural, logical, and understandable response to a deeply unnatural and relentless pressure. Think about it. From the moment we are born, we are wired for belonging. Our deepest, most primal instinct is to be accepted by the tribe, to be a part of the group. For our ancient ancestors, being cast out from the group was a literal death sentence. So, this deep internal radar that's constantly scanning the environment, asking, am I fitting in? Am I doing it right? Am I keeping up? This is a part of your ancient survival hardware. It's a biological imperative. So when you scroll through your phone and see your peers achieving the culturally sanctioned milestones, a very old part of your brain, the part that is dedicated to keeping you safe, sounds a quiet alarm. It whispers, warning, you are deviating from the group. This could be dangerous. That feeling of shame, that knot in your stomach, is not you failing. It is a primitive, well-intentioned, but ultimately outdated part of your nervous system, trying to protect you. It's trying to get you to conform, to get back on the safe path, so you won't be left behind. When we understand this, we can begin to relate to this feeling not as an enemy, but as a misguided friend. We can soften around it. We can say, I understand. You're just trying to keep me safe. Thank you. But I am safe now. The rules of the tribe have changed. This isn't just a psychological idea. It is a profound act of self-reclamation. You are reassuring the deepest, most ancient parts of yourself that your worth and your survival are no longer contingent on following the exact same path as everyone else. Your belonging is not conditional. You belong to yourself, and you belong to this world simply by virtue of being alive. Let this truth sink in. Your feelings are a natural response to an unnatural pressure. Let's repeat that, like a gentle mantra. My feelings are a natural response to an unnatural pressure. Let it be a balm for any part of you that has been judging itself so harshly. For years, you may have been telling yourself a story that goes something like this. Everyone else seems to have it figured out. They are moving forward, and I am stuck. There must be something wrong with me. This story is incredibly isolating. It creates a sense of profound and painful separation. But tonight, we are going to gently dismantle that story by illuminating the truth. The truth is, that feeling of being behind is one of the most common, unspoken secrets of modern life. It is a silent epidemic of the soul. If we could somehow make the private, internal worlds of everyone we know visible, we would be stunned. We would see that the friend who just posted beautiful wedding photos is secretly terrified about the enormous debt they just took on. We would see that the colleague who got the big promotion is lying awake at night, drowning in imposter syndrome, convinced they are going to be found out. We would see that the couple with the perfect-looking family is struggling with disconnection and exhaustion. We would see that the world-traveling adventurer feels a deep pang of loneliness and rootlessness. The truth is, almost everyone feels like they are behind in some area of their lives. The person who is successful in their career might feel like a failure in their personal relationships. The person with a wonderful family might secretly grieve a creative passion they abandoned long ago. The illusion is that there is a single finish line that everyone is racing towards. But there isn't. Life is not a single event. It is a vast, multifaceted landscape of experiences. And we are all, every single one of us, navigating that landscape with our own unique combination of strengths, weaknesses, wounds, and gifts. You are not alone in this. Let that sentence be a raft in the middle of a lonely ocean. Say it to yourself. Feel it in your bones. I am not alone in this. Imagine all the other people, right at this very moment, lying in their own beds, in their own rooms, all over the world. People of all ages, all backgrounds, and so many of them are wrestling with this very same feeling. A young person feeling pressure to have their life's passion figured out. A person in their 30s feeling shame for not being married or owning a home. A person in their 40s feeling they should be more advanced in their career. A person in their 50s or 60s looking back with regret, feeling it's too late for them. It is a shared human sorrow, and the moment we recognize it as shared, it begins to lose its power. Shame thrives in secrecy and isolation. It convinces you that you are the only one, that your experience is uniquely flawed. But the instant we bring it into the light of our compassionate awareness and recognize it as part of the collective human condition, the shame begins to dissolve. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room. The fresh air of connection and shared humanity rushes in, and the stale air of lonely self-criticism begins to dissipate. So, for just a moment, let your heart connect with this invisible community of fellow travelers. You can't see them, but they are there. Send them a silent wave of understanding and kindness. And in return, feel their understanding and kindness flowing back to you. We are all in this together. We are all just trying to find our way, doing the very best we can with the tools and the knowledge we have. There is no special club of people who have it all figured out. There are only fellow human beings, each with their own invisible backpack of worries, insecurities, and shoulds. By validating your own feelings, you are also validating theirs. By offering yourself this deep compassion, you are contributing to a more compassionate world. It is a quiet, radical act of love that starts right here, in your own heart, in the stillness of your own bed. So let go of the struggle to feel any differently than you do. Your feelings make perfect sense. They are not the problem. The problem is the unnatural pressure, the outdated map, the illusion of a perfect, linear life. And tonight, you are stepping away from all of that. You are coming home to the simple, profound, and deeply healing truth that you are a good person, having a very human experience. And you are, and have always been, worthy of love and belonging exactly as you are. Rest in that knowing. Let it be the softest pillow for your head tonight. There is nothing wrong with you. Of course you feel this way, and you are not ever, alone in it. And as this beautiful, healing wave of validation washes over you, let's travel even deeper now, moving from the mind's understanding to the body's wisdom. Because this story of being behind, this ache of the timeline, doesn't just live in our thoughts. It isn't just an abstract concept. It takes up residence in our physical selves. It is a felt, bodily experience. Our bodies, in their infinite wisdom, never lie. They are the most honest storytellers we have. They keep the score. They hold the memories and the emotions that our conscious minds sometimes try to push away or ignore. So, let's take a moment, with that same gentle, non-judgmental curiosity, to listen to the story your body has been telling. Let's trace the connection between the emotional pain of comparison and its very real, very physical expression. Bring your awareness, like a soft, warm hand, to the center of your chest, right to your heart space. When you see that photo, or hear that announcement, or find yourself caught in a spiral of comparison, what happens here? For many of us, there is an immediate, involuntary tightening, a clenching. It can feel like a band is being wrapped around your chest, making your breath just a little more shallow. It can feel like a dull ache, a heaviness, or even a sharp, quick sting of grief. This is the physical signature of a heart protecting itself. It's the body's way of bracing against the perceived pain of rejection or inadequacy. It is the feeling of your heart saying, "Ouch." Tonight, you don't need to force this tightness to go away. You don't need to command your heart to open. The invitation is much simpler, much kinder. Simply notice it. Acknowledge it. Ah, there you are, old friend. The tightness in my chest. I feel you. And then, bring your breath to it. Imagine your inhale is like a warm, gentle stream of water, flowing directly into this constricted space. It doesn't need to blast it open. It just gently, patiently surrounds the tightness, creating a little more room, a little more softness at the edges. With each exhale, imagine that band loosening just a fraction of a millimeter. You are not at war with this sensation. You are befriending it. You are offering it the gift of your gentle, loving attention. You are letting your body know that it is safe to soften, that the perceived threat is not real. Now let your awareness drift downwards from your chest into your solar plexus and then deeper into the pit of your stomach, your gut. This is another place where the story of not enough loves to live. This is where we often feel that infamous, dreaded knot. What does it feel like for you? Is it a hard, dense ball? A swirling, anxious flutter, like a trapped bird? A cold, hollow emptiness? Or maybe a slow, churning sensation, like something you can't quite digest? This is the physical manifestation of anxiety, of worry, of shame. It's the sensation of your nervous system in a low-grade state of fight or flight. It's your body trying to process an emotional experience that feels overwhelming. Again, the practice here is not to fight it. It's not to try and untie the knot through sheer force of will. That only ever makes it tighter. The practice is to simply be with it, to give it permission to exist without judgment. Place an imaginary, warm hand on your belly. Feel the gentle heat spreading through your skin, into the muscles beneath, and breathe into that hand. Let your belly be soft. Let it expand with your inhale, creating space around that knot. Imagine your breath is a warm, golden honey, thick and soothing, slowly coating the entire area. The honey of your breath doesn't try to dissolve the knot instantly. It just holds it. It surrounds it with warmth, with sweetness, with acceptance. You are communicating with your body on the deepest level, speaking to it in its own language, the language of sensation and breath. You are saying, "I know you're holding a lot for me right here. I know you're trying to manage this difficult feeling. Thank you. It's okay. You can rest. I am here with you." This is an incredibly profound act of self-love. For so long, we've been at odds with our own bodies, frustrated by our anxiety, angry at our physical symptoms. We've treated these sensations as enemies to be conquered. Tonight, we are calling a truce. We are laying down our weapons. We are recognizing that these physical sensations are not the enemy. They are messengers. They are simply the loyal, faithful servants of your emotional and nervous system, doing their best to communicate with you, to get your attention, to tell you that something inside needs care. And by breathing into these tense places, by offering them the gift of your spacious, compassionate awareness, you are finally giving them what they have been asking for all along: to be felt, to be heard, to be held. Notice what happens when you stop fighting. Notice the subtle shifts. The knot in your stomach may not vanish completely, but perhaps its edges begin to soften. The tightness in your chest might not disappear, but maybe your breath becomes just a little bit deeper, a little bit easier. This is not about achieving a state of perfect, blissful relaxation. It is about cultivating a new relationship with your own physical experience, a relationship based on friendship rather than fear, on curiosity rather than condemnation. As you continue to breathe, let this gentle softening spread to other parts of your body that might be holding tension. Your lower back, which carries the burden of moving forward. Your hips, which can hold deep, old emotions. Your hands, which might be clenched into fists of effort. Your forehead, which might be furrowed with worry. Just let your warm, gentle awareness scan your body, and wherever it finds a place of hardness or tension, let your exhale be an invitation to soften, just for now, just for this moment. You are creating a safe harbor within your own skin, a place where even the most difficult and uncomfortable physical sensations are welcome, where they are met not with resistance, but with a deep and abiding kindness. This is the foundation of true healing. It's not about getting rid of the parts of ourselves we don't like. It's about learning to hold all parts of ourselves with love. The tight, the knotted, the anxious, the afraid. They all belong. They are all part of your beautiful, complex human story. And as you allow this gentle softening to deepen, you may find that the boundary between your physical body and the bed beneath you begins to blur. You feel yourself sinking a little deeper, held a little more completely. The tension that was holding you rigid begins to release its grip, and you allow yourself to be truly supported. You don't have to hold yourself together anymore. The bed is holding you. The quiet of the night is holding you. And your own breath, your own warm, compassionate awareness is holding you from the inside out. There is nothing more to do but to rest in this embrace, to allow your body to feel safe, perhaps for the first time all day. The knot may still be there, a little looser now. The ache may still be present, a little softer now. And that's perfectly okay. You have made friends with them. And now, together, you can finally, truly rest. Now that you have made friends with the sensations in your body, now that you have called a truce and offered kindness to the tight and tender places, let's create an even deeper space for release. Let's talk about the quiet grief that lives beneath the shame, the grief for the life you imagined you would have by now. This is a tender subject, so we will approach it with the utmost care, like walking on sacred ground. So often, we don't allow ourselves to feel this grief because we think it's self-indulgent. We tell ourselves to get over it, to be grateful for what we have, to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. We judge the grief, and so we suppress it. But suppressed grief doesn't go away. It simply morphs into other things: a low-grade depression, a persistent anxiety, a cynical hardness, or the very knot in the stomach we just spoke of. The truth is, grieving the gap between the life you expected and the life you have is not self-pity. It is a necessary and profoundly healing human process. It is the only way to truly let go and move forward with an open heart. So tonight, in the absolute safety and privacy of this moment, You have full and complete permission to feel it. Let's create a safe, internal space for this. Imagine, in your mind's eye, a quiet, secluded riverbank at twilight. The air is soft and mild. The only sounds are the gentle lapping of the water against the shore and the whisper of the wind in the tall grasses. The sky is a deep, velvety indigo, studded with the first few stars. This is your place. No one else can enter here without your permission. It is a place of absolute safety and peace. In this place, you can be completely, utterly yourself. You can take off the mask of "I'm fine" that you wear for the world. You don't have to be strong here. You don't have to be positive. You just have to be real. And as you sit on this imaginary riverbank, allow yourself to acknowledge, with gentle honesty, the disappointments, the hopes that didn't pan out, the dreams that haven't yet come true. Let the memories and feelings arise without judgment. Perhaps you feel a pang of sadness for the loving partnership you long for, but haven't found. Let that sadness be there. It's okay. It's just a measure of how much you are capable of loving. Perhaps you feel the ache of a career path that feels stalled or meaningless. Allow yourself to feel that frustration. It's a sign of your deep desire to contribute, to find purpose. Maybe you feel the quiet grief of childlessness, whether by choice or by circumstance, in a world that so often equates family with children. Let that complex and tender feeling have its space. It speaks to your capacity for nurturing and care. Whatever it is for you, the financial struggle, the creative project that never got off the ground, the sense of community you crave, just let it come to the surface. You are not wallowing. You are honoring. You are bearing witness to the tender parts of your own heart. This is the act of letting go of the struggle. For so long, you have been striving, pushing, fighting against your reality, trying to force your life to match the picture in your head. It is exhausting, isn't it? It's like trying to swim upstream against a powerful current. Tonight, you have permission to stop swimming, to stop fighting the current of your own life. Imagine yourself, right now, just letting go. You stop kicking. You stop paddling. You simply turn over onto your back and float. Feel the immense relief in every muscle of your body as you surrender to the water. The river will hold you. The current of your own life, the one you have been fighting, will now support you completely. And as you float there, under the vast, starry sky, you allow the emotions you've been holding back to finally flow. This river is a special river. It is a river of release. It can hold any and all of your feelings without ever overflowing. Let the disappointment flow. Let the sadness flow. Let the frustration and the quiet anger flow. You can imagine these emotions as dark, heavy stones that you have been carrying in your pockets. As you float, you reach into your pockets, one by one, and you release them into the water. You watch them sink into the deep, dark, peaceful depths of the river, gone forever. Plunk. There goes the weight of feeling unloved. Plunk. There goes the heavy burden of feeling like a professional failure. Plunk. There goes the stone of shame about your financial situation. With each stone you release, you feel yourself becoming lighter, more buoyant. Maybe for you, the release comes in the form of tears. If tears come, let them. Don't hold them back. In this safe space, your tears are sacred. They are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign of release. They are the river itself, flowing out of you, cleansing you from the inside out. Each tear is a prayer of letting go. Each tear is a liquid jewel of your own deep humanity, your capacity to hope and to feel. Let them wash over your face, warm and salty. Let them carry away the residue of years of suppressed sorrow. This process of allowing your feelings to flow like a river is not about getting stuck in them. It's the opposite. It's about letting them move through you so they don't get stuck in you. Emotions are just energy. They are like weather. They need to move. When we build dams of denial and suppression, the pressure builds up and causes floods. When we allow the river to flow, it remains clear and healthy. It cleanses the entire landscape of our inner world. You are not your disappointment. You are not your sadness. You are the vast, peaceful riverbank that is witnessing the river flow by. You are the deep, quiet presence that can hold it all. As you continue to float on this river of release, you begin to notice that the current is not carrying you backward. It is carrying you gently, slowly, but surely forward. You are not in control of the speed or the direction, but you can trust its quiet wisdom. This is the current of your own life, and when you stop fighting it, you discover that it has a purpose and a direction all its own. It is carrying you toward a destination that is uniquely, perfectly yours. A destination that you could never have found if you had stubbornly stuck to that old, outdated map. There is a deep peace in this surrender, a profound rest. The constant, exhausting work of self-evaluation and striving has ceased. You are no longer measuring your progress against anyone else's. You are simply present to your own journey, your own flow. The grief, once honored and allowed to move, begins to transform. The river begins to run clear again, and in its place, a quiet sense of acceptance begins to dawn. Acceptance of this moment, acceptance of this path, acceptance of this beautiful, imperfect, and sacred life, exactly as it is. You are being cleansed. You are being healed. You are being carried. And all you have to do is let go and breathe. As you continue to float, held and supported by the gentle, cleansing current of this river, feeling lighter now, more spacious. Let's turn our attention to the source of so much of this pressure, the engine that drives the frantic sense of urgency, the feeling that you are constantly running out of time. Let's talk about the clock. It's not a real clock, of course. You can't hang it on a wall or wear it on your wrist. It is an imaginary clock, one that you carry deep inside your mind, and its ticking has become the relentless soundtrack to your life. Tick, you should be married by now. Tock, you should own a house by now. Tick, you should be in a better job. Tock, your friends are all having kids. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound is a constant, low-level hum of anxiety, a pressure that never lets up. It's the voice that whispers, "Hurry up, you're falling behind," even when you are trying to rest. It's what makes you feel a pang of panic when another birthday rolls around. It's the tyrant of time, and it has been ruling your inner world for a very long time. Tonight, we are going to stage a quiet revolution. We are going to reclaim our relationship with time itself. Let's begin with a gentle visualization. In the quiet, dark space behind your closed eyes, I want you to imagine this clock. What does it look like for you? Is it a giant, imposing grandfather clock, standing in a shadowy corner of your mind, its pendulum swinging back and forth with a heavy, judgmental thud? Is it a stark digital alarm clock with red numbers that seem to glare at you in the dark, counting down to some dreaded deadline? Or perhaps it's a sleek modern stopwatch, the kind used in a race, where every fraction of a second counts. Just see it. Acknowledge its presence. You've lived under its rule for so long, you might not have even noticed it was there. But its influence has been immense. It has been the source of so much stress, so much striving, so much of the feeling of never being enough. Now, I want you to realize something profound. You are the one who is imagining this clock. And because you are the one imagining it, you have complete and total power over it. It is not real. It is a construct, a story about time that you have internalized. And any story that you have learned, you can also unlearn. So, let's begin to play with it. In your mind's eye, reach out and touch the clock. Feel its surface. And now, with a gentle, deliberate movement, I want you to slow its ticking hands. Imagine you are moving through thick, warm honey. Watch as the second hand, which was whipping around with such frantic energy, begins to slow down. Slower and slower, until it is moving with a kind of graceful, dreamlike quality. The frantic tick-tock sound begins to fade, replaced by a much softer, more spacious thud, thud, thud. Feel the immediate effect of this in your own body. Feel your own heart rate begin to slow down to match this new, more languid rhythm. Feel your breath deepen. The sense of emergency is starting to recede. You are creating a pocket of stillness in the relentless rush of time. You are giving your nervous system a profound gift, the experience of spaciousness. Now, let's take it a step further. With that same gentle authority, reach out and stop the hands completely. Place your finger on the second hand, and with a quiet intention, hold it still. Watch as all movement ceases. The clock is frozen. Silence. A deep, profound, and peaceful silence descends upon your inner world. The tyrant has been silenced. The race has been stopped. In this moment, there is no past to regret and no future to worry about. There is only the vast, infinite, and peaceful expanse of the now. Let yourself rest in this timelessness. Feel what it's like to not be rushing toward anything, to not be behind or ahead, to simply be. It might feel a little strange at first, like the phantom sensation of the ground moving after you get off a boat. You've become so accustomed to the frantic ticking that the silence itself feels new. But stay with it. Let your whole body drink in this peace. This is your natural state. The frantic rush is the illusion. This deep, quiet stillness is the truth of your being. And now, for the final, most liberating act. Watch as this clock, which once held so much power over you, begins to dissolve. See its solid form becoming transparent, like glass. Watch as the numbers on its face fade into nothingness. See the hands melt away. And then, the entire structure begins to break apart, not in a violent explosion, but in a soft, gentle disintegration. It transforms into a million tiny particles of soft, peaceful, golden light. Watch as these particles of light drift and float through your inner space, like fireflies in the twilight. They are no longer measuring or judging you. They are simply illuminating your inner world with a warm, gentle glow. The clock has not been destroyed. It has been transformed. The rigid, linear, stressful concept of time has been transmuted into a fluid, radiant, and peaceful presence. You have just released the tyranny of deadlines that were never yours to begin with. Where did these deadlines come from anyway? Who decided that you had to be married by 30? Who decreed that you must have your career figured out by 35? Who wrote the rule that said you must own a home by 40? These are not laws of nature. They are not written in the stars. They are collective cultural agreements, many of them based on economic and social structures that are centuries out of date. They are ghosts, and you have just politely, but firmly, shown them the door. In the place of that frantic ticking, let's invite in a new sense of time. Let's call it soul time or natural time. Think of the way a tree grows. A tree does not check its watch. It does not compare its height to the tree next to it. It simply draws in sunlight, water, and nutrients, and it grows at the pace that is perfect for its own unique nature, in its own unique soil and climate. It puts down deep roots before it grows tall branches. It has seasons of vibrant growth and seasons of quiet, dormant rest. It trusts its own inner timing completely. This is your true nature as well. Or think of the way a tide comes in and goes out. It is not rushed. It is not stressed. It is moved by a vast cosmic rhythm that is ancient and wise. It has its own perfect, unhurried timing. This rhythm is also within you. You have simply forgotten how to listen to it because the ticking of the imaginary clock has been so loud. But now, in the silence, you can begin to hear it again. A slow, steady, deep pulse. The rhythm of your own life unfolding. It is not a race against time. It is a dance with it. And tonight, you are learning the steps to a new, much slower, much more graceful dance. So rest now in this new, spacious, clock-free reality. Let go of all the shoulds and supposed tos that are tied to age. They are meaningless here. In this sacred space, you are timeless. Your soul has no age. It is simply on a journey of experience and becoming, and it is proceeding in its own perfect time. There is no hurry. You have all the time in the world. In fact, you have all the time there is. This one, precious, eternal moment. Now, floating in this beautiful, timeless space you've created, with the frantic ticking of the imaginary clock now dissolved into a soft, peaceful light, a new understanding can begin to dawn. A new story can take root. If you are not behind, then what are you? If your pace isn't slow, then what is it? Let's introduce a revolutionary idea, one that your heart has probably known all along. Your pace is not wrong. It is your own. It is your own sacred rhythm. For your entire life, you have been comparing your rhythm to the frantic, machine-like tempo of the outside world, and judging yourself for not being able to keep up. But what if you were never meant to keep up with that rhythm? What if your soul vibrates at a different frequency altogether? Think of the vast and varied world of nature. It is filled with an infinite diversity of rhythms. There is the quick, darting flight of the hummingbird, its wings a blur of motion. And there is the slow, deliberate, ancient crawl of the tortoise. Is the hummingbird better or more successful than the tortoise because it moves faster? Of course not. Each creature is moving at the exact speed that is perfect for its own design, its own purpose, its own way of being in the world. To ask the tortoise to move like a hummingbird would be cruel and absurd. And yet, this is what we do to ourselves every single day. We are tortoises, trying desperately to flap our non-existent wings, berating ourselves for our inability to fly, while completely ignoring the incredible strength and resilience of our own protective shell and our steady, grounded nature. Consider, just for a moment, that your life has its own unique season for blooming. We live in a culture that worships the spring blossom, the early achiever, the prodigy. We celebrate the shoot that bursts forth from the ground first, and we hold it up as the ideal. But in any garden, there is a magnificent and necessary variety of timelines. There are the crocuses and daffodils that herald the very beginning of spring, their bright, cheerful faces a welcome sight after a long winter. But there are also the peonies and the roses that wait for the warmth and light of early summer to unfold their complex, fragrant, many-layered blossoms. And then there are the asters and the chrysanthemums, the queens of autumn, who patiently gather their strength all year long, waiting for the air to cool and the light to soften before they burst forth in a final, glorious blaze of color when many other flowers have long since faded. Is the autumn chrysanthemum a late bloomer, or is it simply an autumn blooming flower, following its own perfect, innate timing? Perhaps you are not a spring blossom. Perhaps your soul is that of a deep, magnificent autumn blooming flower. You have required a longer season of gathering sunlight, of drawing up water, of developing a deep and complex root system before you were ready to share your unique beauty with the world. There is no shame in this. In fact, there is a profound wisdom and strength in it. The world desperately needs its autumn flowers. It needs the wisdom, the depth, and the rich, nuanced color that can only come from a longer, slower, more patient period of growth. So let's gently reframe the story you've been telling yourself. The word slow is so often laden with judgment. It implies laziness or a lack of ability. Let's replace it with a more compassionate and accurate vocabulary. What if your pace is not slow, but deliberate? What if it is not lagging, but thoughtful? What if it is not behind, but deep-rooted? This is a rhythm that is true to your own nervous system, to your own soul's unique constitution. Perhaps you are a highly sensitive person who needs more time to process experiences than others. You are not slow. You are perceptive. You take in more information from the world, and so you naturally require more time to integrate it. Perhaps you are a deep thinker, someone who needs to ponder things from all angles before taking action. You are not indecisive. You are wise. You don't rush into things, and so you often make more considered, sustainable choices. Or perhaps you have endured significant challenges or traumas in your life that have required immense energy to heal from. You are not stuck. You are resilient. You have been engaged in the deep, essential, and often invisible work of mending your own soul, which is the most important work any of us can ever do. Let's use another analogy. Imagine a deep-rooted tree, like an ancient oak. For many years, its growth might seem slow, almost imperceptible, especially compared to a fast-growing weed or a slender sapling. From the surface, it might not look like much is happening. But beneath the ground, something incredible is taking place. It is sending its roots down, 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 anchoring itself deep into the earth. It is searching for water, for nutrients. It is building a foundation of such immense strength and stability that it will be able to withstand any storm that comes its way. Then, when the time is right, its upward growth begins in earnest. Its trunk thickens. Its branches reach for the sky. It becomes a magnificent, towering presence, providing shelter and shade for generations. Its rings, if you could see them, would tell a rich and complex story. There would be rings for years of drought and rings for years of abundance. There would be evidence of fires it has survived, of lightning strikes it has endured. Its slow growth is not a sign of weakness. It is the very source of its incredible enduring strength. This is you. Your life has not been a waste. The years you feel you may have lost were not lost. You were growing roots. You were building an unshakable foundation of wisdom, resilience, and compassion. The experiences that didn't go to plan, the detours, the pauses, they were all part of this deep, subterranean work. You have been becoming a person of substance, of depth. You have been developing a strength that the fast-growing saplings, with their shallow roots, cannot possibly comprehend. So, feel into this. Feel into the truth of your own deep-rootedness. Place a hand on your heart or your belly and connect with this quiet, steady, powerful presence within you. This is your core. This is the part of you that has endured. The part that has been growing slowly, patiently, and strongly beneath the surface of your life all along. Honor it, respect it, trust it. Your rhythm is not a flaw to be fixed. It is a sacred gift to be honored. It is the tempo of your own unique soul song, and the world is waiting to hear it. Not a frantic, sped-up version that mimics everyone else's, but the real thing, the slow, deep, resonant, and beautiful music that is yours and yours alone. Rest in that knowing. Let your whole body relax into the truth of its own perfect timing. There is no need to rush. You are not in a race. You are on a journey of deep, slow, and powerful becoming. You are an ancient oak in the making, and your time to reach for the sky will come in its own perfect season. Breathing into this deep, grounded feeling of being a strong, slow-growing tree, let's now turn our compassionate attention to the path you have walked. Let's look at the story of your journey itself. The old map, the one we let go of, showed a single, straight road from point A to point B. And for so long, you have judged your own path for all the ways it has deviated from that straight line. You have looked at the detours, the pauses, the moments you felt lost, as evidence of failure, as mistakes, as wasted time. But tonight, we are going to look at your path through a new lens. We are going to see that these were not mistakes at all. They were essential, wisdom-gathering parts of your unique and sacred journey. Let's start with the detours. Think about a time in your life when things did not go according to plan. A job that ended unexpectedly, a relationship that fell apart, a move to a new city that didn't work out, a course of study you abandoned. At the time, it likely felt like a catastrophic failure, a wrong turn that took you miles off course. You probably berated yourself for it, replaying it in your mind, wishing you had made a different choice. But now, from this safe and peaceful distance, let's look again. What did you learn on that detour that you could not have learned on the main road? Think about the people you met, the unexpected skills you had to develop, the hidden strengths you discovered in yourself simply by having to navigate unfamiliar territory. A detour forces you to become a better navigator. It sharpens your senses. It makes you more resourceful, more adaptable, more resilient. The main road is predictable and often easy, but the lessons are few. The scenic route, the winding country lane, with all its unexpected twists and turns, is where the real adventure and the deepest learning happen. Perhaps that failed relationship taught you more about your own heart, your own boundaries, and what you truly need in a partner than a smooth, easy relationship ever could have. It was a painful but powerful education in love. Perhaps that job you lost pushed you to discover a passion or a talent you never knew you had. It was a catalyst for reinvention. Perhaps that period of financial struggle taught you the true meaning of wealth, which has nothing to do with money and everything to do with community, resourcefulness, and gratitude. Every detour was a classroom. Every wrong turn was a secret, guided tour to a part of your own soul you hadn't yet met. These were not mistakes. They were curriculum. They were the scenic routes that have given your life its unique texture, its depth, and its color. Without them, your story would be far less interesting, and you would be far less wise. And what about the pauses? The times in your life when you felt utterly stuck, when it seemed like you weren't moving at all. Maybe it was a period of depression or anxiety, a time of illness or burnout, a season of grief or confusion where all you could do was just stop. Our culture has no tolerance for the pause. It is seen as laziness, as a lack of ambition, as a failure to be productive. We are taught to push through, to keep going at all costs. But in the rhythm of nature and in the rhythm of the soul, the pause is not an absence of activity. It is a different and absolutely essential kind of activity. Think of a farmer's field. After a harvest, a wise farmer will let the field lie fallow for a season. To an outside observer, it might look like nothing is happening. The field is empty, unproductive. But the farmer knows that this fallow time is crucial. It is when the soil replenishes its nutrients. It is a time of deep rest and integration, preparing the ground for future growth. Without the fallow season, the soil would become depleted, and the future harvests would be weak. Your pauses have been your fallow seasons. They were not wasted time. They were necessary periods of deep internal integration. When you were stuck, you were actually allowing your emotional and spiritual soil to be replenished. You were integrating the lessons from your detours. You were healing from past wounds. You were gathering your energy for the next phase of your journey. This is the deep, invisible work of the soul. It doesn't look like much from the outside. It doesn't produce a shiny milestone you can post on social media. But it is, without a doubt, the most important work you will ever do. It is the work that builds character, the work that cultivates wisdom, the work that deepens compassion. So let's reframe those pauses. They were not periods of being stuck. They were periods of sacred rest. They were times of profound integration. They were your soul's equivalent of a deep healing sleep. Honor them. Be grateful for them. Forgive yourself for ever judging yourself for needing them. They were a sign not of your weakness, but of your deep, instinctual wisdom. You knew, on some level, that you needed to stop. And you honored that need, even if the world around you was screaming at you to keep going. Let's allow a new affirmation to settle into your heart tonight. Let it sink into your bones and become a part of you. Every step of my journey has been necessary for who I am becoming. Say it to yourself, silently. Feel the truth of it. Every single step. The confidence strides forward, yes, but also the stumbles, the backward steps, the steps taken on winding, overgrown detours, the long periods of standing perfectly still. All of it, every single piece, has been woven into the magnificent, complex, and beautiful tapestry of who you are right now. There are no wasted threads. There are no mistakes in the pattern. It is all part of a masterpiece that is still unfolding. When you look at your life through this lens, the shame begins to dissolve, and in its place, a sense of awe can begin to grow. Awe at your own resilience. Awe at the mysterious and beautiful way your life has unfolded, even when it felt chaotic and wrong. You can begin to trust the journey, even when you don't understand it. you can begin to relax into the knowledge that a wisdom far greater than your conscious mind is at play, guiding your steps, organizing your lessons, and leading you through scenic routes and sacred pauses exactly where you need to go. So, let go of the regret. Let go of the what-ifs. Let go of the story that you took a wrong turn somewhere. You didn't. You have been on your perfect path all along. You were just using the wrong map to judge it. Tonight, you are embracing a new map, one that honors every part of the journey. The mountains, the valleys, the straight roads, and the winding rivers. It has all been sacred. It has all been necessary. And it has all brought you to this very moment, right here, resting, healing, and becoming whole. As you rest in this deep acceptance of your own unique path, honoring every detour and every pause, let's go one step further. Let's move beyond just accepting your journey and begin to actively celebrate it. Let's recognize the extraordinary and often hidden gifts that your specific path has given you. Let's talk about the strength you gained while you were off-road. The person who travels the straight, easy, well-paved highway certainly arrives at their destination quickly. But what kind of traveler do they become? They learn how to follow directions, how to maintain a steady speed. But the person who has had to navigate the bumpy back roads, the overgrown trails, the unmapped territories, they become a different kind of traveler altogether. They become a master of their craft. Think about the resilience you have built. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is a muscle. And like any muscle, it is strengthened only through resistance, through being tested. Every time you faced a setback and found a way to keep going, you were building this muscle. Every time your heart was broken and you slowly, painstakingly learned to open it again, you were strengthening your emotional core. Every time you felt lost and had to rely on your own inner compass to find your way, you were forging an unbreakable spirit. The smooth path offers no such resistance. It creates no such strength. The challenges you have faced, the ones that you thought were derailing your life, were actually your training ground. They were the gym where your soul went to work out. You may not have a life that looks perfect on the outside, but you have an inner fortitude, a deep, quiet strength that many people who have had an easier path may never have the opportunity to develop. You know how to get back up after you fall. You know how to survive a storm. You know, in your very bones, that you can endure hardship and come out the other side, not just intact, but wiser and stronger. This is a profound and precious gift. It is a form of wealth that cannot be bought or measured, but it is more valuable than any external achievement. It is the quiet, unshakable confidence of knowing your own strength, a strength that was forged in the fires of your own unique struggles. Now think about the empathy and compassion you have learned. It is a simple but profound truth that our own suffering is what teaches us how to hold the suffering of others. When things don't go to plan, when you experience disappointment, loneliness, or failure, it cracks your heart open. It breaks down the walls of judgment and ego and allows you to connect with the shared humanity of others in a much deeper way. Because you have known the sting of feeling behind, you can now look at another person who is struggling, not with judgment or pity, but with a deep, heartfelt understanding. You can say, with utter sincerity, I know how that feels. Because you have felt lost, you can be a true companion to someone else who is wandering in the dark. Because you have known grief, You can sit in silence with someone who is mourning, offering them the profound comfort of your non-judgmental presence. This is the sacred alchemy of compassion. Your pain, when met with awareness and kindness, is transformed into a medicine that can heal both yourself and the world. The detours and pauses on your journey have not been a diversion from your purpose. They have been the very curriculum that has been shaping you into a person of profound empathy. They have been sanding down your rough edges, softening your heart, and turning you into a safe harbor for other people. The world does not need more people who have had a perfect, easy life. It has enough of those. What the world desperately needs are more healers, more way showers, more compassionate listeners, more people who have been through the fire and have emerged with a heart that is not hardened but tenderized. Your off-road journey has been your initiation into this sacred role. And finally, let's acknowledge the unique depth and perspective that your experiences have given you. The person on the straight highway sees the world from one predictable angle. But you have seen the world from the valleys and from the unexpected mountain peaks. You have seen the sunrise from lonely, forgotten places. You have learned to find beauty in the shadows, in the imperfections, in the spaces between the lines. You have a richer, more nuanced, more three-dimensional view of life. You are less likely to be fooled by superficial appearances. You understand that things are rarely as they seem, that everyone is fighting a hidden battle. You appreciate the small, quiet moments of grace and beauty more deeply, precisely because you have known their absence. You have developed a kind of wisdom that cannot be learned in books or in classrooms. It is the wisdom of lived experience. It is the wisdom of the survivor, the artist, the mystic. It is the knowledge that comes from having your neat and tidy plans completely dismantled and being forced to find a deeper, more resilient source of faith and meaning within yourself. So let's connect with this now. Feel this strength in your body. Feel the quiet power in your core, the resilience in your bones. Feel the warmth of compassion in your heart space, the capacity to hold so much for yourself and for others. And feel the depth of wisdom behind your eyes, the quiet knowing that comes from all you have seen and all you have been through. This is who you are. This is the incredible, unique, and beautiful human being that has been forged by your specific journey. Your worth is not diminished by the fact that your path has been different. It is magnified by it. You have been gathering rare and precious treasures all along the way. The gold of resilience, the silver of compassion, and the diamonds of wisdom. The outside world, with its superficial metrics of success, may not be able to see these treasures, but they are there. They are the true, enduring wealth of your soul. So tonight, let go of any remaining shame about your path. Replace it with a quiet, humble, and deeply felt pride. Not an arrogant pride, but a gentle, reverent appreciation for the journey that has shaped you. Your life is not a story of failure or of being behind. It is an epic tale of resilience, of heart, and of the courageous and beautiful unfolding of a truly unique soul. Your soul. Rest in the dignity of this truth. You are not less than. You are more. More complex, more compassionate, more resilient, and more wise, all because of the road you have walked. And that is something to be deeply, deeply proud of. Having honored the unique strength, compassion, and wisdom that your specific journey has forged within you, let's now get very, very quiet. Quiet enough to listen for a different story. For so long, your mind has been telling you a story of lack, of not measuring up, of being behind. It's a loud, repetitive, and critical narrator. But underneath that noisy surface story, there is another one. A deeper, truer, and infinitely kinder story that your life itself has been telling all along. Tonight, we are going to learn how to tune into that quieter frequency. We are going to listen for the real story of your life. Imagine that the critical narrator in your head is like a loud, static-filled radio station that has been playing on a loop for years. You've become so used to the noise that you've forgotten you can change the channel. Right now, with a gentle act of intention, imagine reaching out and turning the dial. You turn it slowly, past the loud stations of comparison and self-judgment, past the blaring advertisements for a life you don't have. You keep turning, seeking the quiet spaces between the stations. And then you find it. A very faint, very clear, very beautiful signal. It has been broadcasting all along, but you just couldn't hear it over the noise. This is the frequency of your soul. This is the story your life is truly telling. What is this story about? It is not a story about milestones or achievements. It is a story about your being. It is a story about the qualities of your heart and your spirit. Let's listen together to some of the chapters of this true story. The first chapter is a story of your courage. Think of all the times you have been afraid, and yet you acted anyway. The time you walked into a new room full of strangers, your heart pounding. The time you had a difficult conversation that you had been dreading. The time you took a risk, not knowing what the outcome would be. The time you chose to leave a situation that was no longer good for you, even though it was terrifying to step into the unknown. And what about the quiet, daily courage it takes just to get out of bed in the morning when you are wrestling with depression or anxiety? The courage to face another day when your heart is heavy with grief? This is not small. This is monumental. Your life is an epic of quiet courage. Acknowledge this. Feel the truth of it. You are a courageous being. This is part of your true story. The next chapter is a story of your survival. You are here, tonight, in this bed, breathing. And that simple fact is a testament to everything you have endured and overcome. You have survived all of your worst days. You have survived disappointments and heartbreaks and losses. You have navigated challenges that you thought might break you, but they didn't. You are still here. Your heart is still beating. Your lungs are still drawing breath. This is the fundamental, undeniable evidence of your strength and resilience. Don't gloss over this. Let the profound truth of your own survival sink in. You are a survivor. This is not a story of victimhood. It is a story of incredible, tenacious, life-affirming strength. Feel the power in that. It is a core chapter in the real story of you. Then there is the chapter about your quiet moments of comeback. The times when you were knocked down, when you were in the depths of despair, and you thought you would never recover. And yet, somehow, you did. Remember a time when you felt completely hopeless, and then remember the first small glimmer of light that returned. The first time you genuinely laughed after a period of deep sadness. The first small step you took to rebuild your life after a major loss. The moment you decided, I will not let this define me. I will begin again. These are your comeback stories, and your life is filled with them. They are not always dramatic, movie-style comebacks. They are often quiet, private, and known only to you. But they are the most powerful stories of all. They are the proof of the inextinguishable light of your own spirit, the part of you that can never be defeated, the part that always, always finds its way back to hope. You are a master of the comeback. This is your story. The story your life is telling is also one of kindness and connection. Think of the times you've shown up for other people, the meal you brought to a sick friend, the time you listened without judgment while someone poured out their heart to you, the small, encouraging word you offered to a stranger, the love you have poured into a pet, a plant, a child, a piece of art. These moments may seem small and insignificant, but they are the threads of gold that are woven through the entire tapestry of your life. They are the truest measure of your worth. Not what you have achieved, but how you have loved. Your capacity for kindness is a superpower. Your life is a testament to the power of a loving heart. This is your story. Let a new affirmation arise from this deep listening. My worth is not measured in milestones, but in the depth of my being. Let it settle into you. Your worth is in your courage. It is in your resilience. It is in your capacity for love. It is in your quiet wisdom. These are the things that make up the substance of who you are. These are the qualities that no one can ever take away from you. They are not dependent on your age, your relationship status, your job title, or your bank account. They are the inherent, eternal qualities of your soul. This is the story that matters. This is the legacy you are creating with every breath you take. When you begin to listen to this deeper, truer story, the other one, the noisy, critical one, begins to lose its power. Its criticisms start to sound thin and hollow in the face of the profound, resonant truth of your own goodness, your own strength, your own beautiful heart. You realize that you have been judging yourself based on a very shallow and incomplete set of criteria, while ignoring the vast, rich, and deeply moving story of who you truly are. So, tonight, let this be your bedtime story. Let these chapters of courage, survival, comeback, and kindness be the narrative that lulls you to sleep. You are not a project to be fixed. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a story to be witnessed. A beautiful, complex, and sacred story. And the main character in that story, you, is worthy of the deepest love, respect, and admiration, beginning with your own. Rest now in the profound peace of knowing who you truly are, beyond all the noise and all the expectations. You are so much more than you have been giving yourself credit for, so much stronger, so much braver, so much more beautiful. And this has been true all along. You were just listening to the wrong story. Tonight, you are coming home to the right one, the true one, the one your heart has always known. As you rest in the deep, quiet truth of your own beautiful story, feeling the resonance of your courage and your resilience in your very bones, let's begin to gently weave all of these threads together. We have traveled through many inner landscapes tonight. We have acknowledged the ache of the timeline, traced the roots of our inherited stories, and made friends with the knots in our stomachs. We have floated on a river of release, dissolved the tyrannical clock, and honored our own sacred rhythm. We have celebrated the wisdom gained on our detours and reconnected with the true story of our strength. Now is the time for integration, a time for these new perspectives to move from being simply lovely ideas in the mind to becoming a deep, unshakable, and embodied truth. Integration is a quiet process. It's not about forcing anything or trying to remember a list of concepts. It's more like what happens when you add a rich, dark compost to a garden. You don't see the change overnight, but slowly, subtly, the soil becomes more fertile, more alive. The new nutrients are absorbed, and everything that grows from that soil from now on is healthier, stronger, and more vibrant. That is what we are doing now. We are allowing all the kindness, the compassion, the new perspectives we've explored tonight to become the new, rich soil of your inner world. Let's begin by weaving a new inner narrative, a new core belief that you can carry with you into your sleeping and waking life. It is very simple. My path is my own, and it is valid. Feel the power in that statement. Let it be a quiet anchor in your heart. My path is my own. This is the declaration of your sovereignty. It is the gentle but firm release of the need for anyone else's approval or validation. It is the recognition that your journey is a unique, one-of-a-kind masterpiece, and it cannot and should not be compared to anyone else's. And it is valid. This is the infusion of unconditional self-acceptance. It means that your path is worthy, and you are worthy, exactly as it is and exactly as you are right now. Not when you achieve the next thing, not when you finally catch up, but right here, in this moment. The detours are valid. The pauses are valid. The slow, deep-rooted growth is valid. The autumn blooming is valid. All of it. The entire journey is drenched in validity. It is all sacred. It is all worthy. Let this new story settle into your bones. Imagine it as a gentle, golden light that starts in the center of your chest. And with each breath, this light begins to expand, spreading slowly and warmly throughout your entire body. Feel this golden light of acceptance flowing down into your belly, soothing any remaining knots of shame or anxiety. Feel it spreading down through your hips and into your legs, grounding you in the profound truth of your own valid path. Feel it flowing up into your shoulders, releasing the last vestiges of that heavy, invisible backpack of expectations. Let it fill your arms and your hands, a reminder of your own gentle strength. Let it flow up into your neck and your head, quieting the critical narrator and filling your mind with a peaceful, compassionate silence. You are, in this moment, literally embodying this new truth. It is no longer just a thought. It is a felt sensation, a cellular knowing. Your entire being is humming with the quiet, powerful frequency of self-acceptance and trust in your own unfolding. Now, let's connect this new story to the future. For so long, the future has likely felt like a source of anxiety, a series of deadlines to meet, a landscape of potential failures to avoid. But from this new place of deep trust in your own path, your relationship with the future can begin to transform. Instead of a source of pressure, the future can become a space of gentle, open curiosity. You don't need to know exactly where the path is leading. You don't need a 5-year plan. You can release the desperate need to control the outcome because you now trust the process. You trust that the same quiet wisdom that has guided you through every detour and every pause will continue to guide you. You can trust your own deep-rootedness, your own resilience, your own inner compass. Imagine the future not as a mountain you have to climb, but as a gently flowing river you are floating on. You can simply relax and allow the current to carry you. There will be bends in the river, and you won't always be able to see what's around them. There will be patches of calm, still water, and patches of faster moving rapids. But you don't have to be afraid. You know how to navigate. You have the strength and the wisdom you have gathered from all your off-road adventures. You can trust the river. You can trust yourself. This is the shift from striving to surrender, from control to trust, from fear to curiosity. It is a profound relaxation of your entire being. The constant, low-grade tension of trying to manage your life, to force it into a certain shape, can finally begin to dissolve. You can let go of the oars and just drift for a while, knowing that you are being carried safely and surely toward your own unique destiny. This doesn't mean you become passive or that you stop having dreams and goals. It means that you hold them differently. You hold them lightly. You pursue them not from a place of desperate, anxious lack, but from a place of joyful, creative unfolding. You do your part. You put in the effort, but you release your attachment to a specific outcome or a specific timeline. You trust that what is meant for you will arrive in its own perfect time and in its own perfect way. And what is not meant for you will gently fall away, creating space for something even better. This new story, this deep sense of trust, becomes your new foundation. It is the solid ground beneath your feet. It is the unwavering North Star in your inner sky. So when the old habits of comparison arise, as they surely will from time to time, you will now have a new place to stand. You can notice the old, familiar pang of not enough, and you can meet it with this new, quiet, powerful truth. You can place a hand on your heart and whisper to yourself, "My path is my own, and it is valid. I am trusting my own unfolding." And the old story will begin to lose its grip. It will be like a ghost that fades in the bright, warm light of your newfound self-acceptance. Rest in this feeling of wholeness, the feeling of all the fragmented parts of your story coming together into a coherent, beautiful, and powerful whole. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to be ashamed of. There is only a unique and sacred journey to be lived with as much trust, kindness, and gentle curiosity as you can muster. And it all begins right here, right now, by allowing this deep, integrated knowing to become the very ground of your being. You are safe. You are on your path. And all is truly well. And now, as this deep sense of integration settles into your very cells, as the new story becomes the quiet, steady hum beneath all your thoughts, let's allow ourselves to drift into an even softer, more gentle space. We are going to shift our focus now, moving away from the landscape of thought and story altogether, and into the pure, simple, and profound landscape of feeling. Let's explore the quiet of true belonging. For so much of your life, the feeling of belonging has probably seemed like something external, something you had to earn. You would feel like you belonged when you got the right job, or found the right partner, or lived in the right house. Belonging was a destination you were always striving towards, a prize to be won at the end of the race. It was conditional. And because of this, a deep sense of restlessness has likely been your constant companion. A feeling of being on the outside, looking in. But what we have been discovering tonight is that true, unshakable belonging is not something you can find on the outside. It is not a place you arrive at. It is a feeling you cultivate on the inside. It is the profound and simple peace that comes from belonging completely and unconditionally to yourself. Let's feel into this now. Forget all the words, all the concepts we've discussed. Just bring your awareness into your body, which is resting here, in this bed, in this quiet room. This body is your first and most fundamental home. It has been with you through every single moment of your life, It has carried you through your triumphs and your sorrows. It has healed your wounds and celebrated your joys. It is the most loyal and faithful companion you will ever have. And for so long, you may have been at war with it, judging its appearance, frustrated by its limitations, ignoring its wisdom. But tonight, you are coming home. Feel the simple, profound sensation of being inside your own skin. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the steady, rhythmic beat of your heart. This is the rhythm of your home. This is the sound of your life, and you belong here. You belong in this body, exactly as it is. It is your sacred vessel for this journey. Honor it, inhabit it, rest in it. Now, let the warmth of this self-acceptance begin to spread through you like a gentle, peaceful wave. Imagine it as a soft, warm, honey-colored light originating from your heart center. Don't try to force it. Just allow it to happen, naturally and easily. Feel this warm wave of belonging washing over your chest, soothing your heart, letting it know that it is safe, it is loved, and it belongs right here, in you. Let the wave flow downwards, into your solar plexus and your belly, filling all the hollow, anxious places with a sense of fullness and peace. This warmth says to your gut, you don't have to be in a knot anymore. You are home. You are safe. Let this gentle, warm wave spread into your hips and down your legs, all the way to the tips of your toes. Feel it grounding you, connecting you to the earth, reminding you that you have a right to be here, to take up space, to exist on this planet. You belong here. Then feel the wave flowing upwards, from your heart into your shoulders, your arms, and your hands. It melts away any residual tension, any need to hold on or to strive. Your hands can soften and open. They don't need to grasp for anything outside of yourself anymore, because everything you truly need, you are finding right here, within. Finally, let this warm, golden wave of belonging flow up into your throat, your jaw, and all the way to the crown of your head. It soothes the part of you that has felt it needs to speak up, to defend or justify itself. There is nothing to defend. Your existence is its own justification. It fills your mind with a quiet, luminous peace. The chatter of not enough fades away, replaced by the silent, powerful hum of I am. You are resting now in the profound peace that comes from no longer fighting your own reality. Think of the immense amount of energy that has been freed up. The energy you used to spend on comparing, on striving, on worrying, on judging yourself. It is all available to you now. It is a deep reservoir of calm, peaceful, life force energy that can be used for healing, for dreaming, for simply being. This is the end of the war. The long, exhausting civil war you have been waging against yourself is over, and a deep, lasting peace is now descending upon the inner kingdom of you. In this state of inner belonging, you begin to relate to the world differently. You no longer need the world to validate you, so you can engage with it from a place of fullness rather than a place of lack. You can celebrate the achievements of others without feeling diminished, because their path is not your path, and their success takes nothing away from your own worth. You can offer your own gifts to the world, not to prove anything, but as a simple, joyful expression of who you are. The desperate neediness is gone, replaced by a quiet, dignified sense of self-possession. You are a sovereign being, at home in your own skin, at peace with your own path. Feel this peace. Let it be the most dominant sensation in your awareness right now. It is the feeling of coming home after a long, arduous journey. It is the feeling of taking off a heavy, wet coat and sitting by a warm fire. It is the feeling of a deep, full, and final exhale. You don't need to be anywhere else. You don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to have anything other than what you have right in this moment. This feeling of being enough, right here, right now, is the quiet of true belonging. It is the ultimate safe space, and it is yours to return to anytime you wish, simply by turning your attention inward, by coming home to your breath, and by remembering the simple, powerful truth that you belong to yourself. Let your body grow heavy with this peace. Let your mind become still with it. There's nothing left to figure out. There's nothing left to do. The only invitation now is to rest, to marinate in this beautiful, healing feeling of being completely and utterly at home in your own life. This is your birthright, this peace, this belonging. It has been here all along, waiting patiently for you to stop searching for it on the outside and to finally discover it, waiting for you, right here, within. And now, resting in this deep, quiet harbor of belonging, it is time to let everything go. All the stories, all the insights, all the images, as beautiful and as healing as they have been, we can now release them. We can let them dissolve like sugar into warm water, leaving only their sweetness behind. The work is done for tonight. You have traveled so far in your inner world. You have been so brave and so compassionate with yourself. And now, the final and most profound act of trust is to simply let it all go and surrender to the soft, deep, healing mystery of sleep. So, let your awareness, which has been so focused and so active, now become very soft, very diffuse, very unfocused. Let go of the entire story of your life, the old one and the new one. For these final moments before sleep, you don't need a story at all. You don't need to be a person with a past or a future. You are simply a being, resting, a body, breathing. Let your focus narrow now until it is only aware of the most simple, most immediate sensations. Let your attention come to rest entirely on the feeling of your breath. But even here, let your focus be gentle. Don't try to control your breathing in any way. Don't try to make it deeper or slower. Just observe it as if you were watching the gentle, effortless motion of the tide. Notice the coolness of the air as it enters your nostrils, and the warmth of the air as it leaves your body. There is nothing to achieve, nothing to practice, just this simple, gentle noticing, the rise and the fall, the in-breath and the out-breath. This simple rhythm is an anchor to the present moment, a gentle lullaby that is rocking your nervous system into a state of deep calm and peace. If thoughts arise, as they might, see them as gentle clouds drifting across a vast, empty sky. You don't need to engage with them. You don't need to follow them. Just notice them. A thought. And then gently, without any judgment, guide your attention back to the simple sensation of your breath. Each time you do this, you are strengthening the muscle of your peace. You are choosing rest over worry. You are choosing stillness over striving. Now, let your awareness expand just a little to include the feeling of the weight of your body. Feel how completely you are being held. Feel the delightful heaviness of your limbs as they sink ever more deeply into the mattress. Your legs feel heavy, so very heavy and relaxed. Your arms feel heavy, pleasantly heavy and still. Your head feels heavy, resting securely on your pillow. You don't need to hold yourself up anymore. you can let go completely. You can surrender your full weight to the bed, to the earth, knowing that you will be held, you will be supported, you will be safe. Gravity, in this moment, is a comforting, loving embrace, gently pulling you down, 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 into a state of profound and effortless rest. The language now becomes slower, more spacious, allowing you to drift. There is so much space between the words, and in that space, you can let go even more. Feel the comfort of your bed, the softness of the blankets that are covering you, the gentle pressure of the fabric against your skin. This is a cocoon of safety, a warm, dark, peaceful nest. Within this cocoon, you are completely protected. The world outside, with all its demands and all its noise, cannot reach you here. It fades away, becoming distant and unimportant. The only thing that is real is this feeling of comfort, this feeling of safety, this deepening sense of peace. Your eyelids are feeling heavy now, so very, very heavy. It feels so good to simply let them be closed, to let them rest. Behind your closed eyelids, there is only a soft, peaceful darkness, a velvety darkness that is comforting and calm. Allow your eyes to relax completely in their sockets. Allow all the tiny muscles around your eyes to soften and to let go. Listen to the sounds in the room, or perhaps the sound of the silence itself. There is no need to label the sounds. Just let them be part of the peaceful background symphony of the night. Let the sounds wash over you without any resistance. They are just a part of this moment, a part of this deep, deep rest. You are sinking now, sinking into a beautiful, warm, peaceful ocean of relaxation, sinking deeper and deeper with every slow, gentle breath you take. It feels so good to let go, so good to release, so good to drift. There's nothing more to do. There's no one you need to be. There's nowhere you need to go. There's only this moment, this breath, this feeling of deep, peaceful ease. Your conscious mind can begin to drift now. It can wander off to a pleasant, dreamy place. It has worked so hard for you, and now it deserves its own deep rest. You can give it permission to switch off for the night. You can trust that your own deep inner wisdom will take over, guiding you into the healing sanctuary of sleep. The boundary between wakefulness and sleep is beginning to blur now. It is a soft, gentle, hazy space, like a peaceful fog rolling in from the sea. And you can allow yourself to drift into that fog without any fear. It is a fog of peace, a fog of release, a fog of deep, restorative rest. You are so close now, so very, very close to sleep. And you don't even have to try to get there. It is coming to you. Sleep is a gentle wave that is slowly, peacefully, and inevitably washing up to the shore of your awareness. And all you have to do is allow it to carry you away from thought, away from worry, into the beautiful, silent, healing world of your dreams. Just let go. Now, let go of everything. Let go of my voice. Let go of the day. Let go of all effort and just drift, float, and fall asleep. Sleep. Deep, healing, sleep. Drifting now on your own current, in your own time. The river of sleep is carrying you gently out into a vast, peaceful, silent ocean. There's nothing more to do. There is no one to be. There is only rest. A rest so deep and so complete that it touches every part of you. The body rests. The mind rests. The heart rests. And the soul. The soul comes home to its original silence, the deep, dark, fertile ground from which all life springs. As you drift on this silent ocean, perhaps we can ask one final gentle question, a question posed not to the thinking mind, but to the deep, dreaming wisdom within you. What if the very feeling of being behind was never a curse, but a strange and sacred blessing in disguise? What if that constant, uncomfortable friction, that feeling of not quite fitting in, was the universe's persistent, loving invitation to step off the common path entirely? What if it was the grit in the oyster, the irritation that was necessary to create the pearl of your own unique, authentic life? Perhaps the people who fit in easily, who follow the map without question and hit all the milestones on time, perhaps they miss something essential. Perhaps they are never forced to ask the deeper questions. Perhaps they are never compelled to undertake the arduous but transformative journey inward to find their own true north. Maybe the feeling of being an outsider is the very thing that sets you free. Free from the tyranny of shoulds. Free from the exhaustion of keeping up. Free to become not a copy of someone else's success, but the beautiful, unrepeatable, original masterpiece you were always meant to be. Could it be that your entire life has not been a series of mistakes, but a slow and sometimes painful process of extricating yourself from a story that was never yours? A sacred act of remembering your own soul's true purpose and pace. Think of all the journeys you have taken tonight. The journey from shame to self-acceptance, from striving to trust, from isolation to belonging, from the frantic ticking of the clock to the deep, steady rhythm of your own heart. This is the real journey, the inner journey. And it is a journey that has no timeline. It has no milestones that can be photographed and posted online. Its treasures are invisible, but they are eternal. They are the resilience, the compassion, the wisdom that are now woven into the very fabric of your being. You did not fall behind in the race of life. You simply woke up and realized you were running in the wrong direction. And you had the immense courage to stop, to pause, to question, and to begin, slowly and deliberately, to find your own way. And what is a life, really? Is it a checklist to be completed? Or is it a mystery to be lived? Is it a race to be won? Or is it a work of art to be created, one unique, authentic brushstroke at a time? Tonight, you have given yourself the profound gift of a new perspective, a new way of seeing your own beautiful, winding, sacred path. You can rest now in the deep and peaceful knowing that you are not behind. You have never been behind. You are simply on a different journey, a deeper journey, a truer journey, a journey that is unfolding in its own perfect, mysterious, and sacred time. Sleep is coming for you now, so naturally, so easily. Drifting on your own current, you can feel it, the gentle pull of the tide. It is carrying you away from the shore of wakefulness, out into the deep, dark, healing waters of the night. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to resist, just the soft, gentle, inevitable surrender. Sleep is coming, in its own perfect time, just like everything else in your life. Rest now. Rest deeply. You have come home.